Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, continuing with the 6th anniversary week campaigns. And in this one we're going to be playing the Battle of Fortress, and this is one of the craziest campaigns I've ever seen in the history of this game. We're playing as orks, we're up against a mix of different factions, and we've got pretty much every modifier all at once. Everything's at max level. We got 92 deck points and 0 bodyguards, which you might wonder what the heck is going on there. That's because the most expensive orc warlord is 92 points as Supreme Commander Gazgothraka. So it's just enough points to include him. So you just pick the warlord. All of the bodyguard slots are locked, but it's unexpected reinforcement, so all of these slots get filled with random orc bodyguards, which can also, actually not just bodyguards, it could be warlords. You can end up with several warlords in the same deck and benefit from all of their special rules. So that we've seen before, but I think they've never had it so it was just all random bodyguards, because in the past I think several of the slots were locked, or maybe they just added it onto like the 8. So you can end up with more than 8 bodyguards in your deck. Anyway, you don't get to pick any of your bodyguards in this one. So yeah, we got that. We got, all of the Aura of Rage and whatever, increasing all 3 attack stats at the beginning of every turn. Cut off the head, Warp Sickness, so everything starts with reduced health. Tormentor's Toxin, so everything takes damage after attacking. Volatile Conditions, so that's the weather, randomly shutting down ranged or buffing other attack types. For that, I usually like to go with like more melee units, because at least they can attack every time. It's kind of risky if you run ranged units, but obviously you don't have control over what's in your deck. And then, yeah, Warp Storm and Overwhelming Firepower. So, yeah, you don't really have to think about anything except for the Warlord. And, that's pretty important, because you have to remember that every time your units attack, they'll be taking damage. So you don't necessarily want to be maximizing your damage output, because that could end up biting you in the butt. So like Badruk, Snickrot, Zodgrod, I mean, actually pretty much every Warlord, except for Mozrog Scragbad, will be dealing like extra damage, so you'll be taking extra damage as well. With Mozrog, you will gain health when you attack with melee, which is nice, except yeah, I don't think it's going to be all that impactful, especially when you can't control what bodyguards you have. If you end up with a bunch of ranged bodyguards, the special rule is not going to do anything. So then your other choices are the old Gazgothraka, which I think this is actually a decent choice if you don't have the Supreme Commander, because this guy at least can hit like a truck when he deploys at max level. Yeah, obviously he's going to be doing a bunch of damage to himself, but hopefully it'll be enough to just kill the enemy warlord. So I kind of like him as an option, but obviously the Supreme Commander is the best option available, I think, because every time you deploy a card, it'll be dealing some damage to the enemy. That damage does not go back towards you. It's just extra, like, free damage, so that's pretty nice. The other part of his special rule is not actually that useful. But yeah, obviously the Warlord himself is quite beefy as well. So, we'll go ahead and we'll play a game as... You know what, I think we'll try the old Gazgul, just for those of you who don't have the Lord of War. So, we'll see if we can beat level 12 here. I think it was starting to get a little bit difficult at this point, so we'll see if we can make it through. See what sort of composition we get matched up against. Okay, great. We're up against the Leagues of Votann Warlord, Etok Warspek, who can shut off your traits and special rule temporarily for 3 turns. So that could potentially, be beneficial for you in some cases, maybe. Like if you don't need to use your trait. Now I started off, we get a Lord of War, so I'm not going to complain there. 92-point bodyguard with shields and big game hunter. Now we have to watch out, because those shields could get shut down by that thing. We also got an outflank here. I mean, I don't really mind like losing the outflank to the Null Vortex or whatever. Is it the Null? Yeah. So maybe we'll position that. We might just to be safe, though, move something else over here. Well, let's just we'll go with that. I don't know which weather type we're starting off with. It's very hard to tell with all the different animations going on. Like, what is going on? It looks like it might be raining, so maybe no ranged attacks this turn? We do have the initiative, so we'll be going first, and it does look like, yeah, we've just lost the entire ranged attack. So, they also have taunt. Oh yeah, it's also cut off the head. The thing with taunt is the thing we want to kill, so I guess we might as well attack here. It's not gonna really do much, but I guess we'll debuff their melee. We'll block one attack with the shield from the Morkanaut. But yeah, you can see they have a mix of different factions in their deck as well, so I'm not sure if it's like every single faction or if it's just the 4 listed in that campaign menu. We already lost 1 unit. Wow, that was fast. Now we do have the Red Gobbo, though. Red Gobbo is going to be pretty nice. We do have to be kind of careful because we do want the Red Gobbo to die in like 2 turns. That's kind of ideal, so that you can get the second Red Gobbo out and he can continue taunting for like 4 turns in a row. Okay, so that was like the sunny weather increasing the ranged, the ranged attacks, but now it's gonna go to like reduced ranged, increased melee. Okay, we can not. Yes, actually, if we go melee here, which we do want to do, we're gonna go melee. That's gonna knock out the Red Gobbo. Gonna bring in the next Red Gobbo. We're gonna knock out the priority threat. That's gonna increase the attack stats of all our guys. Although, again, you have to be careful because if you increase your attack stats too much, you're gonna be damaging yourself quite a bit. In fact, the Morkanaut is already taking a bunch of damage from its own attacks, even though it still has 3 shields remaining. Now, the Red Gobbo is only gonna be alive for, or is only gonna be taunting for 1 more turn, rather. The Null Vortex is going to be shutting off the shields on the Morkanaut. And also, wait, did it just shut off the... Okay, I was going to say, did it shut off the priority threat? That would be nice, but no, it just came back, so... Okay, we got Tyranids in here too, so I guess it is like literally every faction just mixed together on the enemy side. So you were taking some damage back there. The priority threat on the enemy side is now this Sporocyst, which has a very powerful barrage attack, which is getting buffed. Now you can see here, look at this ranged attack. Because everything is getting buffed with the ranged, that means we're probably going to end up destroying ourselves. So no, we don't want to do that. We're going to go with the melee. Just enough to kill that Hellhound. And yeah, the Red Gobbo goes down. So does the attacker there. And we want to try to keep that Morkanaut alive. Hopefully the shields come back soon, but yeah, I think they're going to be shut down for a little bit longer. I guess we'll bring this guy out. Hopefully he can take out the Sporocyst, but they could very well just move it out of the way. Here comes another Null Vortex, but it's not going to shut down anything because the Outflank has already been used. Okay, nice. We got the... Oh, well... Again, double-edged sword. We knocked out the priority threat with a furious charge. Now everything is just really massive. And yeah, the Morkanaut's just going to end up killing itself with the counterattack, which will give that one guy a tremendous boost to his stats. But on the other hand, he's probably going to end up killing himself with his own attack as well. So there's this guy, the Terminator Lord. Alright, so we only have a couple units left here. And the enemy warlord is going to be coming out. I got this guy with shields, so yeah, we don't want... What we do not want happening is like losing our trait. So, holy, wait a minute. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It looks like we have... Okay, 2. For a second I thought we had 3, but I think one of those is the original warlord. We got 2 Ghazghkull Thrakas, and for some reason they have different amounts of health? What is going on here? Oh, I see. They have... Oh, man, wow. They got the enhancements, that's why. So this one has a little bit more health. 234 damage. This one has 252 damage, so more, it's just more balanced all around with the Omni enhancement. Wow, that's actually really cool. Okay. It's our turn. Yeah, I guess we might as well just drop the Warlord here. Now, if we lose either of the Warlords, then we lose the game. Don't really want that happening. I think this is the first time I've actually recorded a video where we got 2 Warlords in the same deck. Now, it would be really funny, actually, if, oh, I just won there. Well, I was a bit anticlimactic there, but, I was gonna say, like, if both of those triggered every time and you're getting plus 40 to Ghazghkull's melee every time you destroyed an enemy bodyguard, now that would be nuts. I don't think that was what happened, because, yeah, it didn't seem like his attack was nearly high enough for that to be going on. But still, pretty cool there. I do want to play one more. This time we're going to run Supreme Commander Ghazghkull, and we'll see how this goes. Again, it's just going to be completely random, depending on the enemy composition, depending on which tokens we get assigned to our squad. I played a game earlier and it was like 2 Supreme Commander Ghazghkull in the same deck. And again, I don't think that special rule was stacking, because that would be crazy. Every time you deploy something, it deals damage twice. That would be pretty sweet, but don't think that was what was happening there. Alright, we're up against Logan Grimnar. Now, we will have to be a little bit careful against this guy, especially they have the initiative. They're starting off with that Terminator Lord. He's back. Huh. I didn't realize we were getting the Red Gobbo's loot here. So that's a 1-point card with Inspiring Presence. Oh boy, and Endless. That is not so good against Logan, because they're just going to be slicing right through that. So you can see every time we deploy something, we do some damage, and the more health we have, the more damage it does. But of course, we got Warp Sickness, so everything has less health. So we're not doing quite as much damage as normal. But they have less health too, so kind of evens out. Alright, we got a big, beefy guy there. I feel like we kind of want some Inspiring Presence, though, while we got the taunt out. So, yeah, we'll drop the Inspiring Presence here. Boom. Hit that Flamer with some damage. Precision shots go off. 113. Whoa, that's a lot of damage right there. Okay, looking pretty good here. Yep, the Flamer is the thing we want to kill. Holy, 333 damage right there. And they just blew up everything. And their priority threat died, and we had nothing on the field to benefit from it. Well, that kind of backfired. I wasn't expecting them to deal that kind of damage. I guess it was the clear skies that increased the damage right there. So that means next melee is going to be getting buffed. So, okay. I think I can work with that, maybe. Start dropping the high health guys. Drop this dude. I think we'll go over here. Let's see, this robot, 158 ranged. That's pretty scary. Oh, this is a new one. I got the Goth Clan Kill Blasta tank with Barrage and Fear. That's a monster. 67 to the Burn a Bomber. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, just a little reminder here. How much damage is this guy doing? Okay, so we'll go with the melee. Oh. And once again, I have to ask myself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to actually get that damage buff? But whatever, we're gonna do it. Here we go, boom. Everything on my side gets plus 34 to the attack stats. We're taking quite a bit of damage from our own attacks. And that Terminator Lord takes down the biker. Left with 2 health remaining, though. That's not very much. Hopefully we can get a healer out here. We do have a healer. And we also have Supreme... Is that the original Warlord? Is that an extra one? I can't tell. Can't remember how many cards I have left. But yeah, I'll put this guy down. That'll heal up the Kill Blaster tank. That'll be pretty nice. We still have a number of bodyguards to get through. So we're definitely not out of the woods just yet. They're going Psychic. with that. That's another new bodyguard over there. Let's take a closer look at him, actually. So many attack buffs going off here. Lucian... Whoa, that's a weird name. Okay. So, what are we going to do here? I think we got the, yeah, we got the clear skies. Ranged attack boosted by 50%. That's kind of a lot of damage. It's kind of a massive amount of damage, actually. I think we're just going to go melee, though. Yep, we're just going to go melee. Can knock out those guys. Nope, that guy survived. Ooh, okay, that Kill Blaster is going to be taking some damage then. Yep, and there's the slicing effect there. 98 to the Kill Blaster. It is still alive. It's got fear, so it can really reduce the damage. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is not looking good. So they're going to end up with Logan and Nightside. This is like the Nightside is a really beefy taunter. I don't know if Gaz will be able to deal with this, but we're about to find out. Just going to drop him. 70 damage to the Nightside. That was actually pretty good there. We're going to get hit by the Furious Charge, but it will get reduced by the Fear. Boom. Gaz takes 58 damage. He takes another 76. Logan takes 23. He's a Berserker, though. So he's getting a little bit bigger. They're going ranged. And our Kill Blaster tank, though, is going to be able to fire back. And that's going to do some damage there. Yeah, it's going to knock out. Oh, yeah, almost. Actually, took out the Nightside with Gas, but yeah, definitely I think that's gonna do the trick right there. Right now, what is getting buffed? Oh, nothing. Range has been completely disabled. But yeah, we have enough melee to finish off Logan there. And we didn't have to use the Red Gobbo's loot. Cool. Yeah, that was a pretty fun game. We didn't get any extra warlords, unfortunately, but yeah, that was a pretty fun one. It's nice, especially I think for newer players, this campaign, because you have access to every card, even ones that aren't in the general pool, all kinds of crazy stuff. So you can get to play with some cards that you normally would not be able to use. And we got a monkey coming up in the next campaign, so some more healers for the Servants of the Emperor, because everyone knows they don't have enough cards with Medicaid. I think you could actually make a deck with 7 Medicaid cards now with Servants of the Emperor. It's pretty ridiculous, and this monkey actually does like a lot of damage. So that'll be interesting. We'll play around with that in the next campaign. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.